Zo, maar weer eens wat plot doen voor de fucking verandering. Het verhaaltje is voor zover. Een of andere vampier valt ridders aan. Een andere vampier, oude vriend van ons, kent hem. En nu gaan we met oude vriend van ons praten.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Nee, blijkbaar niet. Een ghoul. Kijk, daar staat hij. Beetje te kloten. Even kijken. Of ze geven me geen keuze, dat kan natuurlijk ook nog. Wat? Welke moet vechten? Jij. Oké. Dat kan geregeld. Sterf. Auw. Daar. Tuig. Net we vinden nog wat dan. Een keer wat er weer heel stoer te doen met zijn zwaard. Oké. Nou doet hij het wel.
Regis. Damn it. Locked. The way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
De grot natuurlijk, dat snap je. Terwijl de battlemuziek vrolijk doorgaat, overigens. Kijk. Oh. Dat is natuurlijk wel een of ander naar beest. Nou, dat is niet veel. Gewoon niet veel. Even alle lijken opeten. Hoppa. En kapot. Hier. Vuur? Vuur. Kan ik er al wat mee? Of hij vindt het wel leuk om een bepaalde hoek te mikken, zeg. Zo. Nou, die zijn allemaal kapot. Nou, dat vond hij niet leuk. Auw. Kom aan. Hatsa. Weer een boef minder. Lijken.
Decaying bones. Ikimors must have tumbled into the grave.
Joh. Wat dacht jij dan? Wat zit hier? Geheimpjes. Het is allemaal gangen. Allemaal spulletjes erin. Hallo. Vampier dude. Hallo.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough.
Zomaar zijn ding.
Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever is in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Nou zeg.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Ik ben heel cool namelijk.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope will be useless.
Die oude vampieren zijn best wel sterk. De hogere vormen. Ik heb zijn pootje.
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands.
Yep.
And with the ring seemed the odd one out. Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
Nou, ik kan niet hem raken. Blijkbaar. Ja, spanning. Sensatie. Een ring. Joink.
It's Dettlar's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. The ornamentation.
It comes from our home.
Allemaal kleine
Where we lived
klietjes.
before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here. Guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the other races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food.
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlar. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Yo, cute.
Can't you just summon Dettlar? You're both hired vampires. There's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort.
Drie keer raden wat
Last
gaat
resort.
gebeuren.
The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlar.
Noemen ze alleen maar met een
Possesses the
reden.
authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it
Klinkt als iets voor mij.
a risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a
Oh, dit
distant
gezeur.
bell.
Het is net Metal Gear.
Found it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kermoren, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, and we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated.
Assassin's
So,
Creed.
without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experiences.
Ja, 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 ja.
Need any special equipment?
Ja, ja,
We
ja,
must
ja,
brew
ja.
a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by
Okay.
the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlar was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlar's hideout.
Sweet. Klinkt goed. Vooral doen. 10 punten.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
Moet ik die allemaal gaan zoeken
In
zeker.
addition to Dettlar's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant.
Dat is een breinregio.
Will make one susceptible to visions.
Drugs.
Got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima.
Vrij ver.
Spotted
Ver
white
weg.
saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes. The creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Moet ik zeggen dat ik kan fast travelen naar Vizima? Hahaha. Met zijn handje. Herrlasjes long. Even kijken, gaat er verder nog wat gebeuren? Het is natuurlijk allemaal nog een beetje het begin van de mainline. Praten met vogels. Praten met vogels, praten met vogels.
What was that?
A raven. Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect your skills, my friend. It will take them
Waarschijnlijk
some
waar.
time nonetheless. So, perhaps you care for a snifter of mandrake.
Zuipen. Zuipen. Tuurlijk zuipen. Gezellig.
Say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to
Haha,
himself?
niks. Got lots of secrets. I'm a very sneaky dude.
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask him directly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all,
Ja.
very interesting lives.
Vertel.
Anything in particular interest you?
Let's talk later. Fuck you, quest. What's it like being dead?
Got a new life, new body. I'd give you a new start, blank slate.
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration.
Ja, maar wetenschap.
Carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
We beginnen lekker met de grove vragen.
Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Ja, ik mag hem gewoon 5 verschillende dingen vragen. Waarom niet? Ik doe gewoon alles.
Fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing. Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear, something else entirely.
Yep.
A difficult
Beetje
and
raar.
laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
Ja, klopt ja. Witcher 1 en 2.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes,
Ik had dat je het in de loop van Witcher 1 terugkrijgt.
The struggle of life is well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard.
What?
We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire help.
Ja, dat betekent ook dat ik dat laf heel moeilijk kan doodmaken.
Strikes the deadly blow. Death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to.
Nou, dat gaat niet goed eindigen voor je vriend. Gewoon de grove vragen er eens doorgooien.
Gotta ask you the big question. What everyone wonders about. What
Ik
happens
weet eigenlijk niet of
after death?
vampiers wel dood zijn, deze.
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from we humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Dettlaff, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy
Dat
terror.
klinkt onprettig.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's
Wat een comeback,
hard to
Geralt.
compare to
She.
anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Tijdrelativisme, precies.
Man who's got a million crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Yup. Ik mag wel veel vragen stellen voordat hij wat doet hoor.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovery. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I couldn't stand.
Een heel jaar.
Death
Wow.
bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower.
Ik weet niet hoe lang dit geleden is. 15 jaar? Zoiets? Nou, misschien niet door 5 trouwens.
My one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural hero and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say?
Cute.
Rebirth make you sentimental?
Brug hè?
Perhaps a dash.
Je weet.
But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find yourself?
Nou, zekers. Even kijken wat ze ervan gaat maken.
Yeah. But we parted again soon after.
Blijkbaar doen ze, want Cyrilla is je dochter. Die heb ik natuurlijk wel degelijk al lang en breed gevonden. Maar ja, daar kan ik nou niet over reminiscen blijkbaar, want het spel heeft besloten dat het niet zo is. Dus ik even kijken wat hij eruit gooit.
Alright. Give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count.
Ik kan wel wat boeken aanraden.
If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Dat is een goede vraag. Geralt weet vooral niet zo heel veel beter. Het is wel veel gedoe om Witcher zijn. Maar ik denk dat hij nee zou zeggen.
That's what interests you most? Whether I'd like to be a witcher again?
Many things interest me, but we've not much time left. Please answer.
Never chose to be a witcher. Fate chose for me.
Dat is nog wel een ding.
Choice, I'd have picked a different profession. A profession where I wouldn't have to risk my life every minute of every day. Maybe even one that'd earn me some respect.
Thank you for being
Ze mogen Witchers niet zo.
attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Racisme. Je kan merken dat de pols is.
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Ik ga even een wandeling maken. Of ik ga er heel cool staan, dat kan natuurlijk ook nog. Veel mogelijkheden. Ik vrees wel dat het voornamelijk praten met meneer de vampier wordt. Deze aflevering. Maar ja, plot is plot. Hopsa.
Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the glasses?
Nou, dat zou nog wel eens een idee zijn. Toch eens proberen.
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or bamoons for miles around.
Tja.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white.
Ah,
Haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Machteltje.
My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive
Okay,
your
okay.
brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the whites survived, entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Klein wonder dat hij het überhaupt nog weet.
Something, anything could be important.
Trouwens wel weer een fikse
I
baard.
believe it Perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a
Dat
curse,
klinkt
pretty
wel
much.
als het gebruikelijke,
Sorry,
ja.
Geralt. I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What do you thought?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white saliva.
Ik kan hem ook maar net zo goed doodmaken dan. Want ik ben een witcher
Whites rarely
en ik
appear
witch
in the
dingen.
woods, and less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not
Rare
be a
plekken
smart
voor.
white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
Perceptual learning, daar heb ik echt 3 verschillende boeken over gelezen. Wat?
Spoons.
Spoons.
Spare a skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder.
Oké.
The spoons
Sure.
are somehow related to the curse.
Yep. We gaan het eens proberen.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Dat zal wat zijn.
I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment now, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
Mooi zo.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a
Yay.
Thus I hope to identify suitable.
Nou, weten we ook wel vast wat de volgende quest
Good
is.
luck.
And to you, my friend.
Nou, dat wordt voorlopig... Read the bestiary. Heb ik iets over Spotted Whites dan? Ornamenta... Nee... Oh god, moet die toch tussen zitten? Spotted White. Ik heb ook gewone whites. Dat zijn leuke jongens. Oké, goor. Greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. Dus scheid en spuug en weet ik veel wat. Oké, helder. Helder. Maar goed, dat was dan de praataflevering. Vet leuk. Dan gaan we een waard zoeken. Wat het dan ook precies mogen wezen. Met allemaal experience. Nou, dat was spannend. We zijn in ieder geval verder met het hoofdplot na iets van 10 afleveringen. Tot de volgende keer.